Once upon a time, in a kingdom, lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She has a skin as white as snow, lips as red as roses, and hair as black as the coal. But she lives with her stepmother, the queen, who is beautiful on the outside, but jealous and wicked on the inside. The queen has a magic mirror, and she always asks the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror will always reply, "You are my queen, is the fairest of them all." Hearing that, the queen smiled, for she loved being the most adored in the kingdom. But as Snow White grows older, her beauty shines brighter. One day the queen asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all, my queen." The queen was furious. She cannot bear the thought that someone being beautiful than her. Then she made a wicked plan. She called the huntsman and ordered, "Take Snow White away from here. Get her to the forest and never let her come back." The huntsman then lead Snow White deep into the forest. As he saw her eyes, gentle smile, he whispered, "Run away. The queen must never find you, never come back to the castle." Snow White then ran away as fast as she could, dodging the trees, stumbled upon the roots. She was frightened and alone. Before the sun set, she saw a small cottage among the trees. There she knocked on the door, but no one answered. As she stepped inside, she saw 7 little chairs, 7 little bowls, and 7 little beds. As she was tired from running, she fell fast asleep on the bed. When the owner of the cottage came back, it was 7 little dwarfs who works at the mining, digging gems. When they saw Snow White, they were curious and gathered around her. "Who is this girl?" said one. "I don't know, she looks tired," said another. "Let's not wake her up, maybe she needs help," said Jolly, the happiest among 7 of them. Snow White wakes up, she gasped. But because the dwarf was really kind, Snow White then told the truth and her story. The 7 dwarf faces turned serious. "You can stay with us," said Gruffle, the gruffest of them all. "The queen may come looking out for you," said Wise, the oldest one. "I'll be careful," promised Snow White. Then they start living together. Snow White is taking care of the chores and making foods and make the cottage feels like home. They became like a family. But far away in the castle, the queen asked once more, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White, who lives with the 7 dwarfs at the forest, is the beautiful of them all, my queen." The queen is enraged. She used her black magic to disguise herself as an old lady, and she made a shiny red apple and put a terrible sleeping spells in it. The queen traveled among the forest and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock.
"Hello, dear. Would you like to try an apple? This is the sweetest that you could ever find."
Snow White hesitated at first, but looking at the old lady, that she is harmless and the apple looked delicious. Snow White take a small bite, but suddenly her eyes shut and she fell to the floor. The queen was very happy and she laughing wickedly, and she disappeared into the forest. When the 7 dwarfs came back, they're trying to wake Snow White. They tried everything, but nothing is working out. They cried, and finally they put Snow White in a glass case with soft flowers around her. And they always stay by her side, and hoping that one day she would wake up. Then came a prince. He heard the news that her kindness and beauty is beautiful. When the prince looking at Snow White, there is sadness inside his heart. He get closer and lean down and kiss her forehead. Surprisingly, Snow White's eyes began to open flatterly. The dwarfs were really happy and they jumped. Hooray! Snow White wakes up. The spell is broken. And the prince said, "Follow me. Let's live in my castle so you don't have to worry anymore." Snow White smiled and hugged all of the dwarfs, saying goodbyes and thanking them for taking care of her. And she lived happily ever after at the castle. She will never forget the kindness of her friends. Because you know, true magic is not always about black magic, but it's always about friendship, love, and always taking care of each other. Thank you.